Hello everybody, this is Bison Crumbs and welcome back to my channel. Today we continue to use YNAB, or You Need a Budget, as a way to catch up on my finances that I have fallen behind on. For those who don't know, YNAB is a zero-based budgeting system which basically uses an electronic envelope system to keep track of your finances and where your money is going each month and to save up for it beforehand is the goal. Right now I'm behind and in debt, and we are figuring out how much in debt I am to get to current day. So let's begin. So first off, there's my goals. Over the holidays, I began to make sure I was brushing my teeth more. It was something I've been on and off slacking on, so I wanted to make it a point to reward myself for certain things. The only problem with it right now is I'm not sure how to actually do goals tracking in YNAB, and I didn't find very many good resources online. So for now, I'm just doing a quarter for each day I do it, and at the end of the month, I transfer money over into a separate account for it. But as of right now, it's just going to stay this negative number, as I don't know how to correctly do it to not show that I'm in the negative, but I need to keep all the days that I've done it. So I'm still trying to think of a way to do that. All that aside, we might as well begin. So we start with basic living, which is my category for all my rent and monthly utilities. This is shared between me and my wife, so I'm only paying half of it. So my rent is $500. Pet rent, we spend $12.50. Pest control is $2.50. Internet, $69.99. Electricity, $22.11. Home gas is $3.32. Water, $10.08. Trash is $5. Sewer is $12.45. Utility service fee is $2.50. As you can see, we're already in the negative for everything I have assigned. I am just rolling with it to see if I can beat last month's number. Last month, we ended up at negative $2,451, and so far, we're getting closer to that. Monthly subscriptions, so I spend $35 on my phone bill. Hulu and Disney Plus is $26.74. YouTube Premium, $14.97, and then FlexPay membership. This is an app that just cuts your rent into 2 payments over the month, and then you have to pay a monthly membership fee for. I'm still stuck on that just because now that I am in a 2-week cycle for paying, it's a lot easier to manage, but also costs $15 a month. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. Dooney and the wife. This was the last month for paying my wife back for my cat's hospital bills, shots, and a together present from last Christmas for our families. I am finally fully paid off on that one, and as a present, my parents had me skip my Ford Escape payment for the month of December. So we continue on to yearly subscriptions. I knew Audible was coming up in December here, but I forgot to actually budget and plan for it. This is probably the last year I'm going to do Audible, since I'm caught up on having all the audiobooks I'll probably need for quite a while, and I do need to use it more before getting more. I've collected the book series I've wanted to read, so I'm just getting through that while at work as well. That was $159.97. In general, December is a bigger spend month pretty much yearly for me, so we'll see how much I spent on giving to others. Creative careers, we have an attempt to resell, which I made $19.70. This is the category for all my eBay selling. We're selling a lot of old stuff on eBay, and all the costs that go into shipping and stuff will come out of there, and whatever's profit at the end of the month, I just pocket, unless it is owed to somebody else that I'm selling for. This is my second channel for YouTube. I only spent $2.99. which is doing better than most of the months, and I am starting to use it more, so it is starting to get some progress of being worth it. But then we go to everyday spending. So this will be gas. I only spent $31.41 in the month of December, so that's pretty good. I'm surprised it's so low for that month. Sweet Stop, we made a couple little stops for candy, and then surprise merch was $20.48. And this was for a charity calendar from a YouTuber I know. And the calendar actually came in, and it was a bunch of people got defective ones where there was supposed to be art on top and then the calendar on the bottom. And I got mine and there was no artwork on them. And I was very confused where there should be the artwork. It was just white pages and then the calendar. So I just started using it without a care. It was like, for charity, doesn't matter. But they ended up shipping a second one, which I gave to my brother. So now he has the pretty artwork one, since mine was already in use with the blank pages. So that was kind of fun. I blamed myself until I looked at it. They sent an email and handled it pretty good. So food, we spent $42.69 on groceries. Fast food solo, this is just me spending money on myself, which was $25.83. Fast food for two, we ended up spending $222.90. And this was because the holidays were just everywhere this year. We ended up spending a lot going out a few days instead of staying at home and making ourselves food. Definitely not a good amount and definitely above average for spent. Way over what we spent last month. Entertainment, I spent $20 on comic books. Self-improvement. For a friend outing, I spent $38.51. Me, my brother, and a bunch of friends went out to a burger joint before a movie. It was Godzilla Minus One, which ended up being incredibly good. I believe in the month of May of 2024. It's actually coming to Amazon. So if you have Amazon Prime, Godzilla Minus One is actually streaming on there right now. I would say if you're used to the American Godzilla movies that have been recently coming out by Legendary, that'd be Godzilla 2014, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, and the newest one, Godzilla X Kong. Those ones are more just action blockbuster movies, while this one is very much going back to the basics of Godzilla, which was more of the trauma and nuclear power allegory. So if you're not in the mood for a very serious movie, you don't have to watch it, but I would highly recommend people watch it. They also came out with a colorless version of the movie, which was also very good. I just had a little gripe with it, but otherwise it was a very good movie in both versions and super cool. And if you watch the Oscars, you'd know about it because Godzilla Minus One ended up winning Best Visual Effects this year. So, highly recommend. Super cool. Untouchable Alliance was just money that was left in a credit union that needs to stay there. At the end of 2023, I put $50 into a new Roth IRA through Robinhood. So, Robinhood offers a free 1% bonus on all money put into IRAs through them. I believe your money has to stay in for 5 years and then it'll actually be distributed to you. And also it is 3% if you have Robinhood Gold, but I don't spend that much time on stocks, nor do I pay enough attention to be spending money for a service I would never use. So a free 1% bonus is pretty good. And I just decided to put $50 bare minimum in there and set it up and see where we can go from here. I'm hoping one day to be funding this more each year. That's the goal. Untouchable VCU, that is again a different credit union, which needs the $5 to be considered a member. If I ever close the credit union, I'd get that money back, but until then, to keep the finances even, I just keep it in my budget. And it's these two amounts combined. So that's good. Rainy day, nothing. Wedding, nothing. Vacation, don't touch it. Nintendo Online, this is for a family plan between me, my brother, and my wife. It's $37.44, which I probably should have asked for their split of the money. I just forgot to, where I might write that down. Continuing on, Steam games, I spent $10.54. That was for Lethal Company, which was a hit game of December, and a lot of my friends were playing it. So I hopped in with them, had some good memories catching up with a couple of them since I hadn't talked to a few of them for a while, and that was an entertaining time. Xbox games, I spent $39.56. And that was a couple of games from Goodwill I picked up. Dinner date, we had one dinner date between me and my wife, and that was $73.61. And extra love is just a general category where I spent money for my wife. So that's $25.65. Now Christmas spending, I ended up spending $255.08 between everybody. Might as well see what that was last year. So not the most I've spent on Christmas. A little bit up from last year by $55, but overall not doing too shabby. I'd like to keep it closer to 200, but after Christmas spending, I end up with $49, and that was between my parents and my aunt and uncle. I end up getting $95, so I had to buy gifts myself. That's why I will reverse that and keep it at the zero, because I started spending all that cash and I had to show proof that I actually bought the presents. So that all has to get spent. All right, pet food, we spent $17.49, and pet toys, we spent $9 on the cat. Toiletries, $9.54. Not gonna touch the meal roundup. And then charity, I spent $65 this year. This $12.50 was my brother paying me back for actually going to that Godzilla -1. The Wi-Fi I had to pay $10 separately, and general paying back was $12.92, and then interest and fees was $65.38. That is just being behind on my credit cards mainly. So now we hit the bottom of my budget. I don't take any money out of the plus green categories just because that's not what I did in that month as I'm catching up. So we end this month with $29.09 and 85 cents. I don't have much more to say for this one, so I hope you all enjoyed. This has been a bison's journey of making crumbs on the prairie, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.